Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Line Unbroken, my progression-style playthrough series of the Lord of the Rings living card game. I'm playing the third quest from the Dream Chaser cycle, Temple of the Deceived. For some reason, when I load this quest, it zooms out, despite the fact that the whole island map can fit in just fine without zooming out. So I'm just going to reset the screen position. As you can see, it all still fits. So, setup. Prepare the island map. This is the island map. 3 rows of 4 lost islands, with the top left and bottom left flipped face up. To explain how this works, all locations which are orthogonally adjacent to the active location are considered to be in the staging area. So, if I start here, which I probably will be, then these 2 locations are considered to be in the staging area and no others. If I progress to here, then I would have to deal with all 4 of these locations being in the staging area, contributing their threat. And of course then on the far right we have the 3 Temple of the Deceived locations. That's where we're heading. I shouldn't need these rules cards. So yes, flip over the top left and bottom left locations of the island map without resolving their forced effects, if any, and choose one as the player's starting active location, using a resource token to represent which location is active. So this one, while it's the active location, contributes its threat to the staging area. This one increases enemy engagement costs, and when you would travel from Winding Caverns to another location, you may travel to a location up to 3 locations away. So that seems better. I'm not necessarily going to use the ability to travel further away, although I might, we'll see. But more importantly, it doesn't add extra threat to the staging area. The first player takes control of Captain Sahir, the last player takes control of Nasir. Objective ally sides face up. Add Temple Guardian to the staging area and attach Gate Key to it, guarded. Shuffle the encounter deck. So, here's the Temple Guardian and the Gate Key. The Temple Guardian is immune to player card effects, cannot be optionally engaged, and gets minus 50 engagement cost, while Cursed Temple is the active location. And here we have Sahir and Nasir in objective ally form for the first time. Oh no, not for the first time. They flip over in the middle of Thing in the Depths. Right, yes, opening hands, pretty good. King of the Mountain is good. Over here, I was mostly pleased to see the Stargazer, because that allows me to try and set up some shenanigans that this deck wants to pull off. Sahir has led you to an uncharted isle, and has agreed to help you find a chest he claims the Black Key will open. First, you must find the gate key that opens the way to the Grand Temple on the eastern side of the island. Exploration. For each progress that would be placed on searching the island, you may place it on a location in the staging area instead. The exploration keyword just refers to the workings of the island map. So, let's begin. Control N. Alright, another We're Not Idle, and Calduin Traveller. Okay, so straight off, King Under the Mountain. Exhaust it. Okay. It would be useful if I could remember how many armored destriers are in this deck, but I can't. I think I'm just going to check that because it really factors significantly into this decision. Alright, I have checked. There are 3 copies of the Destrier in the deck. So I feel absolutely fine discarding one. I'll play Gather Information. Since there is no need to place progress on the actual quest card, this is great for side quests. And that will be it, for the moment at least. Over here, let's put this Hobbit pony onto Merry. Now, I'm using Elf Helm, of course, so each spirit hero with an attached mount gets +1 willpower, tactics get +1 attack, leadership get +1 defense. So Merry now gets +1 willpower. This deck will also play Gather Information. And I will play Stargazer. Have this deck. Look at the top 5 cards. Okay. That should be fine. I'll draw the Destria next round and then use King Under the Mountain. Yeah, this is actually pretty much exactly the sequence I think I want these cards in, so that's all good. Use Galadriel here, lower threat, and draw a card. Fast Hitch, which I obviously cannot play right now. So, the Temple Guardian has X threat, where X is the number of players in the game, and we have 2 Lost Islands, contributing 2 threat each. So that's 6 threat in the staging area. So let's quest definitely 2, 4. I could potentially use Sahir as a defender if it came to it. Yeah, let's just go for 8, 9. And we reveal Drowned Dead. I think I want to hold back Merry for potential use of Hobbit Pony, rather than lowering threat immediately. Okay, Sunken Ruins, Doomed 1. Each uncharted location in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. If the active location has the Ruins trait, discard 1 resource from each hero and objective ally in play. Well, that adds 2 threat. So I've added a total of 4 threat to the staging area. I will now exhaust Merry and the Hobbit Pony to add 3 additional willpower, so I make 2 progress. Oh, of course I was questing to gather information, but it makes no difference. I cannot travel. I need to fully explore this location before I am allowed to travel away from it. And now, I have no need to engage the Drowned Dead at this juncture, and it's probably a good idea if I don't. I would probably like to save resources to potentially play Azane Silverbeard, so I don't want to move Aragorn's resource onto Captain Sahir. So, of course, in the refresh phase, these 2 allies swap places. I could transfer Galadriel's resource to Sahir in the refresh phase. And I think, yes, I think getting the extra willpower up and running early on will be important. So, Control N. Okay, found a resourceful. And so, of course, I'm doing it by drawing and then discarding, but in fact, King Under the Mountain exhausts to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the other. I choose to discard the Ered Luin Miner. Response: after Ered Luin Miner is discarded from the top of your deck, put it into play under your control. I have just discarded it from the top of my deck, so I just put it into play. Now, yeah, let's Stargaze again. Okay. I don't actually have to worry about the engagement cost of this drowned dead at the moment, because everything is plus 10 from the Winding Caverns. I'd like to start digging through the deck a bit faster, probably. So let's put this Envoy of Pelargir on top. And yeah, maybe go like that. Alright, so what here? I am not in secrecy. I should try to get into secrecy. So actually, yeah, I will use Galadriel on this deck. Okay, Wandering Took. That can get me into secrecy. I will play the Took. Do I want to risk being without a test of will? For the round? I think probably not. So we will leave it at that for the moment. There is now 8 threat in the staging area. Oh, I haven't actually played for this deck yet. Let's play We Are Not Idle and draw the Envoy of Pelargir. And oh, yes, okay. Now I think of it, I will move the Wandering Took and pay 1 for Resourceful on Galadriel. So additional resource tokens per round, 1. Because now I play the Envoy of Pelargir and add a resource to Galadriel. So I still have the resource for a test of will. And then let's leave it at that for the moment. So we quest for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and reveal Deeper into the Ruins. Until the end of the phase, add X threat to the total threat in the staging area. X is the total threat of all locations to the left of the active location in its row. If X is 0, Deeper into the Ruins gains Doomed 1. It is 0 because I'm on the leftmost edge of the island, but a card that does nothing other than Doomed 1 is really not a huge concern for me. And Profane Dead. Forced. When you travel to the right, Profane Dead makes an immediate attack against the engaged player. So that's added 1 threat. I am making 1 progress. I feel no particular need to advance quickly, so I could just take the threat drop with Mary. On the other hand, I will still be in secrecy next round anyway, so I will not trigger Mary's ability. I will use the Hobbit Pony to increase my willpower by 3, so I make 4 progress. I have now fully explored the Winding Caverns. I can, if I choose, travel to a location in the staging area, or because of the ability on the Winding Caverns, any location within 3 steps. This would remove the progress from the Winding Caverns, and I would move the resource. However, I do not want to do this. I want to spend a bit longer making sure I am ready to move on. Because, of course, wherever I go, unless I move down here, well, so in fact, wherever I go, because this has the special ability, I would add more threat to the staging area, which would be a bit of a problem. Now, want to get some threat out of the staging area by engaging an enemy, I can move a resource to here, and in fact I can do that before quest resolution, so I make 1 progress on gather information as well, with that extra point of willpower. Oh, in fact, come to think of it, yes, I will engage the drowned dead. And then I will just play a feint. An attack for 5. Aragon reduces its defense by 1, so 5 is enough to kill it. And I will use Aragon's ability to drag the profane dead out of the staging area. Sierra and Nercia swap sides in the refresh phase. And Control N. Okay, found Nenya, that is very useful. So now, yeah, I should stargaze first. Okay, this is not great, but I am continuing to dig through the deck. I can potentially use a Dunedain message to reshuffle and hope I find more useful cards. So yeah, let's just leave it as it is. Trigger King Under the Mountain, and I'm going to discard Rod of the Steward. And then I will play a Dunedain message. Search my deck for a side quest. Send for aid, add it to my hand, and shuffle my deck. And then let's play Send for Aid. Over here, I think we definitely want Nenya. And beyond that, I could actually consider a second Stargazer, but I think let's just get down more willpower. Since I'm in secrecy, Calvin Traveller only costs 1. I can take this opportunity to look at the top card of the encounter deck. It is an Island Watcher. I can't discard it because it's not a location. Obviously it wasn't going to be a location. There are no locations in the encounter deck. They're all in the map. But that's fine. So, next question. Do I keep going to gather information, or do I go to send for aid? There is 6 threat in the staging area. Oh, actually, I could play Fast Hitch. Or I could keep saving for the Warden of Healing, potentially transferring resources here in Nercia. I think I'll do that. So I'm definitely questing 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. With the potential to add Nenya and Mary. Actually, yes, I will play the Fast Hitch on to Mary. So, yeah, let's go with that. 11 versus 6. Going to be adding another 3, possibly another 7. I know that the first card is 3 threat. But there's no buffer from the active location. I think I'll go for Send for Aid. So we reveal the Island Watcher, and I exhaust Mary and lower my threat by 3, and another Island Watcher. Okay, so that's a total of 12 threat in the staging area. I can ready Mary with the fast hitch and then exhaust him and the Hobbit Pony to add 3 willpower, and then exhaust Galadriel and Nenya to add another 4 willpower, so I make 6 progress and explore Send for Aid. Search the top 10 cards of my deck for an ally, put it into play. Let's take Azane Silverbeard. So now I no longer need to be saving Aragorn's resources. This is useful. I'm going to move this deck across a bit. And for this deck, top 10 cards. Okay, I guess I'll take a Keltwin Traveller rather than a Curious Brandybuck, since it's a permanent boost to my board state. Shuffle, and after he enters play, I can look at the top card of the encounter deck. So, if this attack destroys a character, raise your threat by the attacking enemy's threat is going to be my first shadow card. Probably my only shadow card. That should be fine. Alright, at this point, I think it's reasonable to move a resource to Captain Sahir. Now, Island Watcher cannot be optionally engaged, but I could engage it with Aragorn. It seems like a reasonable option. So, deal a shadow card. Now defend with Elfhelm. If this attack destroys a character, it doesn't damage him. I need 5 attack to kill the Profane Dead. I have 6. I can then trigger Aragorn to engage this Island Watcher. And pay 1 tactics resource to deal 2 damage to another enemy that shares a trait with the destroyed enemy. The shared trait is undead. I will damage the Island Watcher in the staging area. Alright. Things are looking good here. Control N. Alright. Well, let's definitely play this Westfold Horsebreeder. Search the top 10 cards of my deck for a mount. Do not find one. It certainly could be an idea to get the Wand of Healing into play. Use the Stargazer over here. Right, there we go. That's the card I'm looking for. And yeah, those should be fine. And now I play Well Equipped. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. You may attach 1 attachment card discarded by this effect to an eligible dwarf character in play. I will attach Sword Thane to Azane Silverbeard. He is now a hero, so he will generate a resource every round. King of the Mountain is discarded. Oh hell yeah, I'm about to use King Under the Mountains, so I do need to care about these 3 remaining cards. not so important for me to get the extra well equipped, so I'll have them that way around. Draw Gandalf and discard well equipped. Now here, there's still no damage yet, so I am going to play the second Stargazer and use it for this deck. Alright. Just realised I've been forgetting Galadriel's ability that allies don't exhaust quest during the round they enter play, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not hugely enamoured of any of these cards that I can currently see, but I should be able to start digging through with Galadriel. Let's just put a Handmaiden on top. Of course, I may well explore Gather Information and just reshuffle. And now over here, it is time to get an Armored Destria onto Elfhelm. This gives him +1 defense as he is a leadership hero, and let's also put Rohan Warhorse onto Aragorn, +1 attack since he's a tactics hero. Transfer a resource to Captain Sahir. There is 5 threat in the staging area. Quest 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16. 16, not 17. Questing to gather information, of course. Players as a group must remove characters with a total of at least X willpower from the quest. X is the number of uncharted locations in the staging area, so it's 2 willpower. I don't want to take the optional Doomed 2. I just remove a Caldemin Traveller, who, oh no, he should be exhausted. The horse breeder shouldn't be. And Faithless Desecrator. Exhaust Mary, lower my threat by 2. At this point, this deck is sorted for threat, so I'm going to move the Wandering Took back, so this deck can go down a little. And then let's see, we can ready Mary. I've added 2 threat to the staging area, so I'm making 7 progress. Use Galadriel. Another threat by 1 and draw a card. I explore this gather information. And both decks can search their deck for a card and add it to hand. Sneak attack for Gandalf or Steward of Gondor. I suppose it should actually be Steward of Gondor. And over here, going to grab not a Hobbit pony, a Hobbit pipe. Alright. So yes, I will actually have to engage this Faithless Desecrator, but that's fine. I defend the Faithless Desecrator with Elfhelm. No shadow effect. I exhaust the Armored Destria to ready the attached hero and then discard a shadow card from another enemy engaged with the defending player. So I discard this shadow card, and then Elfhelm defends. He's 3 defense versus 4 attack. He takes 1 damage. This is fine. It will take 5 attack to kill either of these. With the defense reduction from Aragorn, I have 7 attack between these two. So let's kill off an Island Watcher and engage the other one. I don't have a tactics resource to spend on Azane's ability, but I can ready Aragorn with the Rohan Warhorse. He can kill this Island Watcher by himself since it's already damaged. Narcia can do 1 damage to the Faithless Desecrator. It is contributing its threat to total threat in the staging area. That's probably fine. I forgot about travelling, so I guess I am not travelling, but I will travel in this coming round because clearly I have stalled for long enough. I probably should have stargazed in the refresh phase to avoid drawing this Arid Luin Miner into my hand, because I don't want to do that. Okay, that will be useful. Now, stargaze, okay. Rod of the Steward, maybe? Set it up like that. And, of course, we put Steward of Gondor onto Balin. And I forgot again about King Under the Mountain, so I actually want it like this. So King Under the Mountain, discard the spare copy of Sword Thane. I will spend Azane's Silverbeard's resource on a Rohan Warhorse, on him. Zahir and Narcia, of course, have swapped sides again. And that should be fine. I'll play We're Not Idle. Actually, come to think of it, I have plenty of willpower, so I will actually exhaust Balin when I play We're Not Idle to add a resource to him. I'll also put Rod of the Steward onto Balin. Over here, pay 2 for a Galadriel's Handmaiden, drop this deck's threat by 1. Play a Hobbit Pipe onto Merry. And play the Warden of Healing. Alright, so questing. There is 4 threat in the 8 threat in the staging area. Must remember the locations. Going to go for my last gather information, of course. So we quest for 1, 2, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, triggering the Hobbit Pipe to draw a card. Alright. And we reveal Aimless Wandering, so I have to remove 2 willpower from the quest. And a Faithless Desecrator. So this deck will lower its threat by another 2. And then I'll commit Merry to the quest for the hell of it. Galadriel will target this deck. And I have explored my gather information. So search my deck for sneak attack. And over here I search my deck for, why not, double back. Oh, actually, no, actually, maybe I should take another hobbit pipe. Just to speed up the deck. Yeah. Alright, so now, this time I'm going to remember to travel. And, of course, I can travel to a location up to 3 locations away, so let's go. 1, 2, 3. All the way across the island. Flip this over. Winding caverns. Okay. So that's fine. Of course, I need to find a cursed temple so that I can actually engage the temple guardian and thus acquire the gate key, since I need the gate key to get into the temple. So I have to engage this faithless desecrator. I will defend with Elfhelm. Ready and discard the shadow card and defend again. So I think Aragorn can kill this by himself. 4 attack, it's already damaged, yep. -1 defense. And then we kill this one as well. Transfer a resource to Captain Sahir. Heal the 1 damage from Elfhelm. Sahir and Nasir. Across the table. And Control N. That was the wrong button. Oh, wait. Okay, that's good. So I am still using the Stargazer. And King Under the Mountain. Discarding the Spare Steward of Gondor. Let's just put the last resource on Sahir now. Play the Hobbit Pipe. And okay, over here I have a lot of resources, so let's play Gimli. And let's play this Envoy of Pelagir. And that's it. In the quest phase, I will sneak attack Gandalf. Drop my threat by 5. And quest. Two, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 17. On the off chance I need to engage the Temple Guardian with this deck, how much damage could I actually do to it? 6, 7, 8. 9 attack, which would do 5 damage. On the other hand, if I just wait around, then 6, 10, 14 is exactly what I need. So sure, let's just send Sahir on the quest. 17, 19, 20... 24, 25, 27. And we reveal Soulless Cadaver. Lower my threat by 3. And Profane Dead. So that has added 4 threats to the staging area. I play Arnor's Council, drop my threat by another 3, increase my willpower by 1, and exhaust Hobbit Pipes to draw 2 cards. So 28 against 12, I make 16 progress. 6 here, still another 10, and of course for each progress that would be placed on searching the island, you may place it on a location in the staging area instead. So we'll put 4 here and 4 here, and I don't care about the rest, but I can remove 4 progress from a lost island to look at its face down side. So this is a jungle path, and this is a drowned graves. Neither of them are cursed temples, so that doesn't help me. So, with that in mind, let's move up to 3 locations. So let's go here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could also marry Fast Hitch, but okay, Flooded Ruins. Still not a cursed temple. Gandalf is back in my hand at this point, of course. I do not have to engage either of these enemies. I will engage the Profane Dead. Voluntarily defend with Elfhelm. Discover the bottom card of your deck. And probably makes an additional attack. Yep. Cost 1, so additional attack. Oh, hang on. After attached hero defends against an attack. So that's after completely resolving the attack. Discard the bottom card of your deck. If that card's printed cost is 2 or less, attacking enemy makes an additional attack after this one. I feel like that effect happens first. So it starts making the additional attack, which means it gets its shadow card. And then I have my opportunity to exhaust the Destria to ready Elfhelm and discard a shadow card. Oh, but it does say from another enemy, so I can't do it to the same enemy. Never mind. That is fine. And obviously I can massacre this Profane Dead. When you're engaged with Soulless Cadaver, your deck cannot be searched. When Soulless Cadaver engages, you place each card in your hand with a printed cost 2 or less on the bottom of your deck. I mean, I don't particularly mind that. So, sure, I can kill it faster this way. And there we go. And attack and kill. Of course, Galadriel. Alright. And Control N. As you may have noticed, this is not a particularly difficult quest. I will still stargaze before using King of the Mountain. Okay, that's great. So I draw We Are Not Idle, I put this Eredluin Miner into play, and then I play We Are Not Idle, draw another card, exhaust Balin to add a resource to him. Put another Rohan Warhorse onto Aragorn. Of course, the elf helm buffs do not stack if you attach multiple mounts to the same hero. Once you've got one, that's all the benefit you're getting. Oh, Gimli should have readied last round because I revealed an enemy. Never mind. Play this Hobbit pony onto Frodo. He gets +1 willpower. Play another Wandering Took. These objective allies should be the other way around now. And actually, come to think of it, I'm going to play Gandalf as well. Drop my threat by 5. There is I'm not sure I worked out the threat correctly last round. 2, 4, 8, 10, 14. I thought it was 12, it appears. But I had 2 progress left over, so that should be fine. Let's make sure I get it right this time. 2, 4, 4, 6, 8, 11. Questing for 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19. And we reveal. Doomed 1. And the locations in the staging area get +1 threat. If the active location has the Ruins trait, discard 1 resource from each hero and objective ally in play. It does. So that added 3 threat for the 3 Lost Islands. And until the end of the phase, add X threat to the total threat in the staging area. X is the total threat of all locations to the left of the active location. X is not 0. X is 5. Alright, so I'm now actually breaking even. But I still have Merry and Frodo to add in for an extra 6. And then Elrond's Council. Which draws me 2 more cards with Hobbit Pipes. And why not Nenya? So in fact I make 11 progress. Oh yeah, I have to do the active location first. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I can have a look at this one. Jagged Cliffs. While it's the active location, the location to its right is not considered to be in the staging area. That's not helpful. And when it's flipped over while active, look at the face down side of each adjacent copy of Lost Island. That's also not helpful because I already know that this is not what I'm looking for. And I'm already here. Okay, so let's just continue looking, I think. Let's just go here. Flip this over. Jagged Cliffs. Okay, so I can look at the face down side of each adjacent copy of Lost Island. I've already seen that this is a jungle path and that this is a drowned graves. This is also a jungle path. So, turns out the cursed temples were over towards the, I guess, western side of the island, and I skipped past them by using the winding caverns in an attempt to go faster. Couldn't have predicted that, obviously. There is no combat this round. Gandalf will be discarded at the end of the round. I can put another resource on captains here. And Control N. Alright, let's see. 2 for a Handmaiden. Drops this deck's threat by 1. 2 for a Wandering Took. 1 for a Horse Breeder. Search the top 10 cards of my deck for a mount. Hobbit Pony. Use the Stargazer. Steward and King, discarding spare Steward. May as well give Elf Helm a second Armored Destria. And then play Gandalf again, dropping my threat by 5. And okay, so questing. One, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, 13, 19, 21, 23, 27, 31 willpower against 2, 4. Hang on, the location to its right is not considered to be in the staging area. 2, 4, 6, 9. And we reveal Faithless Desecrator. This deck can exhaust Mary and drop its threat by 2. Hobbit Ponies only play on heroes. Dwindling Supplies. Each player must randomly discard cards from his hand until he has no more than 3 cards in his hand. So already the case here. I mean, I could end up discarding Gandalf to this. And I haven't been concerned about any treachery so far, so I'm just going to cancel this so as to not discard Gandalf. Did I reveal an enemy and then discard it? Yes, I did. That enemy should still be there. So I am currently making 20 progress. I only need 2. So let's play 11. No, hang on. Let me commit Frodo and Merry to the quest, bringing me up to 37. And then let me play 11s. Quest action. Choose. Play only after the staging step. Choose X questing Hobbit characters you control. Ready each chosen character and remove them from the quest. Then reduce your threat by X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Removing a total of 9 willpower. And I reduce my threat by 5. And exhaust my Hobbit Pipes to draw 2 more cards. I use Nenya on this deck. Now both decks are in secrecy, for all that it matters. I will engage this Faithless Desecrator. Defend it with Elfhelm. This attack does not destroy an ally. I will massively overkill. Gimli should have been readied Oh, massively overkill the Faithless Desecrator. Gandalf will be discarded at the end of the round. Sahir and Nasir swap sides of the table. Oh, I forgot about travelling and indeed placing progress, but I made 17 progress out of the 2 I needed, so of course that's fine. And I would have travelled here to this jungle path. When it's flipped over while active, each player must exhaust a character with at least 2 attack. Okay, that's fine. I had way more attack than I needed over here, and over here I don't actually have any characters with 2 attack. Control N. And okay, sneak attack. That's a thing that I actually want. So, I suppose at this point I may as well just pay the 3 resources for this Arid Luin miner. And that'll be it. Over here, oh, when I travelled I would have put this Curious Brandy Buck into play. And yeah, okay. So, questing, I sneak attack Gandalf, and drop my threat by 5. 4, 6. 11. 13. 16. 20, 22, 4, 6, 8. This deck has reached 0 threat. And okay, this time there is no risk of me discarding Gandalf, so I will take the random discards. Oh, Game Lee should be ready because I revealed an enemy. I can add some more willpower to the quest. I'm going to play this Galadrim's Greeting on this deck. Drop its threat by 6. And then also use Galadriel. I added an extra 6 willpower. So 34 against 11. I make 23 progress. 1, 2, 3. No, wait, hang on. 2, 5. I haven't been updating the threat always. 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15. I make 19 progress. So 3, 16 left, which is enough to put 4 on all 3 of these locations. So I can take a look at all 3 of them. Okay, so that's where the Cursed Temples are. I will travel here. Oh look, it's a Cursed Temple! While Cursed Temple is the active location, characters with less than 2 willpower do not ready during the refresh phase. Oh, and because the active location was explored, I put Curious Brandy Buck on the bottom of my deck. Gandalf is back in my hand. The Temple Guardian now has minus 50 engagement cost, so it will engage this deck. I don't have to engage the Soulless Cadaver, so I will not bother. Okay, attacking for 6. How risky do I want to be? Any attack boost would actually kill Elfhelm. I could just throw throw Gimli under the bus. Okay, actually no. I will also optionally engage the Soulless Cadaver. So it also has a shadow card, and these two cards have gone onto the bottom of my deck. So now I will defend the Soulless Cadaver with Elfhelm. Discard the bottom card of your deck and makes an additional attack. Okay, so additional attack. But I ready Elfhelm with the Armored Destria and discard the shadow card from the Temple Guardian. The Temple Guardian is immune to player card effects, but his shadow cards are not. So this is fine. Elfhelm will defend the Soulless Cadaver again. That's fine. And ready. And defend the Temple Guardian. And take 3 damage. I can start healing with the Warden. I could ready the Warden. Sure. Pay 2 law resources, ready the Warden, and heal again. So now I can attack for 4, 8, 10, 16. I only need 14. 14 kills the Temple Guardian. If unattached, return Gate Key to the staging area, and it gains action. Exhaust a hero to claim Gate Key and attach it to that hero. Action, exhaust Gate Key and attached hero, and spend 3 resources from attached hero's resource pool to look at the face-down side of a Temple of the Deceived. I ready my 2 tactics heroes and kill this Soulless Cadaver. And ready Aragorn. I don't have to be adjacent to the Temple of the Deceived when I do that. So for the moment I am going to leave the Gate Key in the staging area. Swap over my objective allies here. And Control N. Steward, Stargaze, there's my last sneak attack. Discard the Dunedain message, of course. I found another curious brandy buck. And now I'm going to exhaust Balin to claim the Temple Key. Oh, characters with less than 2 willpower did not ready during the refresh phase. So, in fact, this Stargazer was already exhausted, but of course I have a spare. Azain Silverbeard has less than 2 willpower. Narcia was not exhausted. Okay. There is no threat in the staging... No, sorry. There is 2, 5, 7 threat in the staging area. You get so used to just counting the threat here, the island map sort of goes against your usual instincts. But let's quest 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh, and I'm also sneak attacking Gandalf for the last time. Just drop my threat to 5. So questing for 18. Oh, sorry. 20. Give me readies. And this deck drops back down to 0 threat. And Furious Rainstorm. Each player must choose raise his threat by the number of his characters committed to the quest or deal 1 damage to each of his characters committed to the quest. This is the one treachery that really is worth cancelling in general. Just as a general rule. So I've added 2 threat to the staging area. I make 11 progress. Place another location in the staging area instead. Doesn't need to be a lost island. That is interesting. So I'm making 11 progress. I can just put the progress on the Winding Caverns in advance. Because Gandalf returns to my hand. Of course I am now travelling back to these Winding Caverns because I can then travel from the Winding Caverns to the other Winding Caverns. I engage the Drowned Dead. Actually, let's defend with Nasir. If this attack destroys a character, I will transfer a resource to Nasir and use her action to increase her defense to 4. And then kill the Drowned Dead. Use Galadriel. And okay, so now I can exhaust the gate key and attached hero and spend 3 resources to look at the face down side of a Temple of the Deceived. The grotto's entrance. So this is the one I am looking for. I will not be going to the other 2, so I'll just show you now. They are temple halls, and they, when they're flipped over while active, put Temple Guardian into play from the victory display engaged with the player with the highest threat. And once the active location, each character gets -1 attack and -1 defense. So obviously, somewhat more dangerous. But I will not have to deal with that. Stargaze these 2. I guess since I have only two cards, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to trigger Count to the Mountain anyway. Discard that and sorry. Okay, yes. So let's add the resource to Galadriel. I've drawn another greeting, which is kind of superfluous at this point. Play Gandalf for the last time. Drop my threat to 0. And now we quest for 4, 10, 12, 18, 21, 25, 27, 31 against the staging area of 3. Okay, there are actually no... Oh no, there is 1 uncharted location in the staging area, so that's fine. Doomed 1, each uncharted location in the staging area gets +1 threat. So that increases the threat in the staging area by 1. I'll exhaust Galadriel to have this deck lower its threat. And I guess I will pay 3 for the Gladrun's Greeting to drop this deck's threat by 6. Both decks are at 0 threat. I exhaust my Hobbit Pipes to draw 2 more cards. In the travel phase, I will use the Winding Caverns. You remove progress when you travel away from a location. I don't think I actually mentioned that, but I have been doing it every time. So I travel to the other Winding Caverns. At the end of the round, Gandalf has discarded. I forgot to actually swap the objective allies over for that round, but it didn't matter. Okay. So let's use Galadriel to keep this deck at 0 threat. I can use Merry and/or 11s to do the same for this deck. And we quest... Oh, no, wait, I can play Bilbo. And find my last Hobbit Pipe. There we go, Hobbit Pipe. Attach it to Bilbo. Right. Questing. 2, 8, 10, 16, 19, 23, 25, 29, 31, against 2, 6, 8 threat. 1 damage to each non-objective ally with printed cost 2 or less. Okay, this is also actually worth cancelling. Oh, I don't actually have a test of will. Never mind. Place each ally destroyed by this effect on the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay, so... there we go. And Throngs of Unfaithful, which surge into dwindling supplies. Random discards. Okay, so random discard, and random discard. That went to the wrong discard pile. Has anything else gone to the wrong discard pile? Also, that's annoying, that was the one card I really didn't want to have discarded. No, I haven't done random discards from this deck before. Okay. So, now I can travel to the Temple of the Deceived, exhausting the gate key, flipping it over. Forced. When the grotto's entrance is flipped over while active, put Temple Guardian into play from the victory display, engaged with the player with the highest threat, which is actually this deck. I guess if I'd thought this through, really I should have saved Galadriel until after questing, just in case. But I figured I have 11s. I can drop this deck back down to 0 as well. Okay, it's immune to player card effects, so I can't use Feint. I could just kill Bilbo. Yep, we're throwing Bilbo under the bus. Okay. That did not mean to discard Calduin Traveller. Oh, I lost some willpower, but I was still questing for 2, 4, 7. I could have added the extra 6 there. 13, 15, 17, 20. Yeah, I still made plenty of progress. Okay, swap these for the last time. And yeah, I'm not going to make it to the combat phase, so there's no point in me actually trying to kill the Temple Guardian. No, I should have put this Brandy Buck into play when I travelled, and actually then the Brandy Buck should have been thrown under the bus instead of Bilbo, but it doesn't really matter. They have the same willpower anyway. Let's just spend 4 resources on the Rod of the Steward to draw these 2 cards. And then let's play all 3 of my Envoys of Pelargir and add resources kind of at random. I guess I may as well play this Fast Hitch onto Frodo. So there is 1, 3, 7 threat in the staging area. I quest for 2, 8, 10, 16, 19, 21, 25, and we reveal Profane Dead. Exhaust Mary to drop this deck's threat by 1. Faithless Desecrator. Oh, Gimli is ready. So I've added 3 additional threat to the staging area. I will exhaust Galadriel to drop this deck's threat by another 1 and draw a card. So I make 15 progress out of the 8 I needed. When the 8th progress is placed on the grotto's entrance, the players have found the sunken ruins and win the game. So there we go. It took a while, mostly because I couldn't find the cursed temples. Because, as noted, I just jumped straight over them, rather than... The thing is, as noted, this is not a particularly difficult quest. It could have been very easy for me to just advance slowly, and then the game would have taken quite a while that way too. So I figured, since I was very well set up, why not take advantage of the winding caverns and jump straight to the end? But as it turned out, I then needed to backtrack to find the cursed temple. Which is a weird mechanic, that you have to find the specific location so you can get the objective, so you can get to the end of the quest. Anyway, still some fun was had turning Azain Silverbeard into a hero, and so on, stopping for 11s on the island. Still could have obviously done with drawing out more cards, but almost got both decks down to 0 threat at the end. Never saw Ally Sam, that was sad. But this all went very well. If you enjoyed this, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.